Welcome to my class, the students of class 9 of Janakolana High School. Once again, I am starting my class. I hope all the students are well in this corona situation. I am also well. Now, I shall discuss on simple complex compound that I started the previous classes. Then I discussed to make easy simple complex compound. I started first finite and non-finite. I discussed on finite and non-finite verbs. I hope all of the students at the moment you are capable of identify which verb is finite and which verb is non-finite, because I discussed clearly, explained many things about the matter. Today I shall discuss on rules, but another to make them easy, another rules I have to discuss at the moment, because simple complex compound, every sentence contains many clauses, one or two clauses. So which is main clause, that means principal clause, which is defendable clause, that means non-finite subordinate clause, you have to find out. If you able to find out, then you will turn them simple complex compound easily. So now I am going to discuss on clause. So write in your script clause. The Bengali বাক্যাংশ। একটি বাক্যের আদলে, বাংলা বলছি আমি, একটি বাক্যের আদলে একাধিক খণ্ড বাক্যকে এক একটি ক্লজ বলে। সুতরাং কোন বাক্যাংশ সেটা আমাদেরকে আইডেন্টিফাই করতে পারলেই তবে আমরা পারবো সেটাকে সিম্পল কমপ্লেক্স কম্পাউন্ডে রূপ দিতে। নাও এভরিবডি লুক এট মি। If we read oil, we can pass in the exam by examination. Here is a sentence: if we read well, we can pass in the exam. Follow me. If we read well, বাংলা অর্থ, যদি আমরা ভালোভাবে পড়ি, we can pass in the exam, আমরা পরীক্ষায় পাস করতে পারি। তাহলে here is two clauses. Number one, if we read well. Number two, we can pass in the exam. You will follow that if we read well, যদি আমরা ভালোভাবে পড়ি, we can pass in the exam. আমরা পরীক্ষায় পাস করতে পারি। If it says that if we read well, তাহলে বক্তার মনের ভাব থেকে যায়। যদি আমরা ভালোভাবে পড়ি, হ্যাঁ, তারপরে কি হলো? we can pass in the exam. তাহলে এই বাক্যটি যদি বলা হয় we can pass in the exam, আমরা পরীক্ষা পাস করতে পারি। এটা this can be said without any connection of the another sentence, অর্থাৎ অন্য বাক্যের কোনো ধরনের প্রভাব ছাড়াই সেটাকে বলা যায়। সুতরাং I can say if we read well, this is subordinate clause, that means defendable clause. This is main clause, that means principal clause. So all of you have learned well. Now this is main things that we can't change the principal verb. Whenever we have to turn into simple, complex, compound, to turn it into desired sentence, we have to change only defendable clause. We can change or add or include ing as subject and any other things, but we have to keep unchanged the principal clause must. So now I go to the rules. Rule 1. At first, simple, complex, and then compound. Subject, verb, to, job or plus adjective, subject, verb, to, adjective, to, plus verb plus extension. Write clearly in your script: subject, verb, to, adjective, to, verb, extension. This is symbol of simple sentence. Now complex, as usual, subject plus verb plus so plus as usual adjective plus that again subject plus cannot or could not plus मूल भाव plus extension. Here is subject plus verb plus so plus adjective plus that plus subject cannot, could not, मूल भाव plus extension. And then compound subject as usual, verb, very plus adjective plus so, subject plus verb plus very plus adjective plus so, again subject, can not or could not plus मूल भाव plus extension. Number 1 rule. Firstly, you should write clearly this rule. Subject plus verb plus very plus adjective plus so plus again subject cannot or could not, मूल भाव or extension. So the first rules I have written on this whiteboard. Now a sentence I am going to write. The man is too weak to walk. Stop. The man is too weak to walk. This is a simple sentence. Now you can easily say this is a simple sentence because here is only finite verb is. Again, walk is another verb. Verb here is to plus verb. That means whenever we see anywhere to plus principal verb, then this is non-finite verb. So in this sentence only one finite verb. As a result, this is called simple sentence. Now turn it into complex. Do with me. Past subject, the man, I have written here, the man. Verb is unchanged. So replace of to, I have to put here. So the man is so, as usual, adjective unchanged, weak. Dear student, I always try to speak in English fluently. This is not credit, but I always try to say in English because if you hear attentively, you must recognize many things and you will also speak in English like me. But if I do not continue such in English, you will not able to learn how to speak in English. As a result, I always try to speak in English. So the man is so weak. After that, here is that. Again subject. The subject is the man. In a sentence there is no to noun, so At first we have used already noun. After that we should not use any noun, so we have to use only pronoun. So the form of pronoun of the man, can you say the man? He. The pronoun form he. Then I put here he. The man is so weak that he. After that here is rules, cannot or could not. So this is past present tense. Now I have to give here present tense, that means cannot. The man is so weak that he cannot. Mul verb. Here is mul verb, principal verb unchanged. Now you have understood easily by watching or maintaining this rule. You can turn it into simple into complex easily. Here is the man is so weak that he cannot walk. The man is so weak that he cannot walk. Why it is complex? Here are some characteristics. Now I say here is a finite verb. Follow me. Here is finite verb is, and another finite verb cannot walk. I said the definition of complex sentence: if any sentence contains with two finite verb is called a principal complex sentence. So you have already seen here is another one finite verb, and cannot walk is another finite verb. So this sentence contains two finite verb. That means this is complex sentence. Now number 3, this will be compound. Again, subject the man, verb here is unchanged. Bury, to, so, now bury, the connector is bury. After that adjective unchanged, that means weak. Weak mane durbal, weak. The man is very weak, so here is another so. This must be given from the rules. You can't change it. You must also memorize it. The man is very weak, so he cannot walk. Now it has just changed into compound sentence. Why it is compound? Now I can explain here it. The man is very weak, so he cannot walk. I said the previous class, the sentence which is contained or included with so, very so, and, but, or is called compound sentence. So here is very so. I think all of the students have clearly understood these rules and also written in your script. Now some discussion remain also. If here was, that means past tense, then you will put here is, he cannot, or cannot, the first form will be could not. Could not, is, cannot, was, could not, is, cannot, was, could not. The first sentence, the first clause you must follow. If it here any present form, but if it make with present form, you must answer the sentence with present form. On the otherwise, if it will past tense, you must use the rest of the sentence past tense. So I can complete this role. I hope all the students have understood well. Now I move to another rules. Rule 2. Dear students, you must write in your script rule 2. Simple as usual, subject, verb, here 2, plus verb plus object, only object. Those who haven't written yet, please write in your script. After that, here is so that after that subject, now I am making the rules here. Subject plus verb plus so that plus subject will do. Subject plus verb, so or subject can or could, mool verb plus object. Here is object. Dear students, sans away or sans position you must write in your script. Here is gap, but here is no writing. So subject plus verb plus here is so. It will be included the rest of this part of the sentence. I think this will be very clear. Although here some gaps. Subject, verb plus so plus subject plus can or could plus mool verb plus object. On the other hand, subject, here is subject plus verb plus so that plus subject can or could plus mool verb plus object. And this is very clear also. Now I am going to give an example. First, we live in house 2, remain safe. The first sentence of rule 2. We live in house to remain safe. Bengali meaning, আমরা গৃহে থাকি, গৃহে বাস করি নিরাপদে থাকার জন্য. What kind of sentence is this? I think all of you will say well. Here is first verb is live. This is finite verb. We know that after subject the verb is finite verb. Here is another verb, but this is after 2. Then whenever you will see after to, this is infinitive to. That means this is non-finite verb. Anyway, this is simple sentence. Now I have to turn into complex. Now we subject, verb, live, to. That means so that after to, here is live in house. In house. The rest of these clause. We live in house. Replacement of to will be so that. So that. After that, subject. Here is subject we. We is pronoun, so there is no problem. We. Unchanged. We. Subject can or could. Live. This is present or past? I think all of you will say this is present. So I can use here can. Can. We live in house so that we can or may. May, possibility. Die or live. This is completely dependent on possibility. So I think if you use can, this will do, but more purity is may. We may remain safe. Okay. We live in house to remain safe. We live in house so that we may remain safe. This is complex because here is so that. After so that, another clause. This is principal clause. On the other hand, we live in house so that this is subordinate clause. I said you, a principal clause cannot be changed. It must remain unchanged. So we live in house so that we may remain safe. This will be turned into complex. Now move to compound. Here is subject. Please everybody follow me. Here is subject. After that, live in house. We live in house. Now we have to use so. So we may remain safe or remain safe. You can use may or not. So we can remain safe. I think this has been completed at the moment. All the students have understood, I think. Here is we live in house to remain safe. Complex. We live in house. We live in house so that we may remain safe. We live in house so we can, or we may. Sorry, here is may. We may remain safe. So, dear students, I have discussed today's two rules. I think you have known well. My suggestion for you, you must practice at your home. After that, you will be efficient. Otherwise, such a discussion will not come to any use of you. So I think you will practice at your home. No more now. I have to complete my class. I think all of you will be good at your home. Till then, Allah Hafiz.